Give it a second. Okay, so here's a very quick walkthrough. So when you go into the MarginSync dashboard, you basically have your records. Now, MarginSync was originally designed to work with a third party. It was not designed as a standalone product. So the idea is that you would have whatever CRM solution that you're currently using, and we would tie the MarginSync product into that CRM solution. Now, the way we did this previously is through APIs. So in other words, you do have to have a solution that allows for APIs.
Okay, so it does not work without a third-party solution to tie it to?
No, it could. It just isn't designed to do that. So, I mean, it could do that. It's just not how we designed it. So, and that's part of what I guess I'm trying to understand what you guys are trying to do. So if you wanted to use it independently, you would just hit add new record and you would input the information here. But what this was originally designed is you had your CRM solution in place and your goal was to create margin calculators for a standalone CRM solution.
Yeah, they have a CRM solution. It's one we wrote or are writing.
Okay, well then we could tie this into it pretty easily using APIs.
Yeah, it's in. Well, you don't need to do that. It's in PHP.
Well, yeah, so we could tie it in. So anyway, let me just real quick. I'll walk you through this. So here is a typical account. Okay, we're going to edit this account. What we're going to see, there's some basic information. This is part of why this is designed to be tied into a CRM solution, because this isn't designed to record all the information necessary to manage a client. It's designed to record all the information necessary to manage a margin calculator.
Okay, so where did you just go? I'm going to try to
I'm on the MarginSync page. So I just went to demo.marginsync.com.
Yeah, I'm in there with you on another computer. So I'm going to try to emulate what you're doing.
Okay. So I'm on the MarginSync page, and the first thing you can do is you can hit edit, and it'll show you the information on the given record. Okay. And all of this information is specifically designed to either go into the contract or be part of the margin calculator.
Okay, so what am I editing? That's an actual like deal?
This is a Traveler. So this is Mr. Traveler McTesterson. The company that we're planning to send him to is DRP, and the company information is here. And the reason all this information is available inside this solution is because all of this information is then ported over toward a contract.
Okay, so this is more than just a Traveler. It's an actual deal. It involves a Traveler, a company, and a placement.
Correct. So what we have the contact info for the candidate, right? His first name, last name. Okay. Yeah. This is actually a third party, which you guys probably won't use, but job name and what type of invoicing they use. Okay. So again, I don't know how much of this you'll use, but there's a lot of specific invoicing setups. So you can have direct by mail, bill by email, and reverse invoicing. And we can actually add additional invoicing structure there. Okay. Company information. This is the company that this Traveler is going to be assigned to. Now, this can be changed.
That's the client. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this can be changed because maybe this Traveler ends up going to a different client, and you can just change that information. And again, all this was originally designed to sync up to a third-party product.
Would you then do another placement though with the same candidate, or is it set up with that? What if I'm trying to do a margin for 3 different clients for this same candidate, but I don't know which one they're going to go to yet?
That would be a different deal.
Okay, so I'm going to go in now. If I want to create a candidate, I do add new record.
Right.
Candidate name is going to be Joe candidate. Joe is going to, so customer name, I have Metafist and third party in my drop down. That's it. Do I only have 2 customers?
Well, so customer, and this phraseology should probably be changed, but those are actual third parties, is what those are. So that is a list of third parties, okay? And what a third party is let's say that the hospital is Allegiant Health, but Allegiant has their own third party traveler administration system.
Yes, yes, like an MSP.
That's what this is. That's the list of third parties. So that really is not related to who or what the hospital they're going to is. That's related to, is there a third party?
Okay.
And so we
So
may
what if there's
rename that
not?
to third party.
What
What?
if there's not?
Then you just don't have one.
Would you have an opt-down of a drop-down of direct?
We could. Originally, there was a drop down that said none, and you can just, and that all can be edited right here under third party. It's going to depend to some degree on how they set up their QuickBooks, because that's what this is actually designed for, is to help manage the QuickBooks integration, so that all of the, for example, Medifis travelers end up under Medifis.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
The company name is going to be the actual hospital.
Correct. And if you notice on a new client, you don't have to fill out customer name. So you could just put in, Bob Jones, okay? And then you could put in the company name, Travel One, okay? And then you can hit add, and you don't have to put in a third party at all.
What is contract relationship under company info?
What type of contract it is? So is it a perm, or is it a traveling?
Okay, place by would be me. Burden state. I don't know what that means.
That's the state where the contract is taking place. In other words, what contractual burden do we have to fulfill? The reason that's labeled burden state is because there are rare occasions where you fall under the legal jurisdiction of one state, even though that isn't the state that the actual persons were going to be in.
Okay, so regular time is billed regular time. I put what?
That's a rate, isn't it?
Is that like their dollar amount, like $100 an hour or what?
Right, yes. And we can edit all this stuff, because this stuff doesn't actually, you don't need to fill any of this out.
No, but if I'm going to show somebody who knows what they're doing, I want to be able to answer some questions.
Well, the majority of this stuff is going to be in the actual margin calculator. So there's no, I'm not actually even sure why that's there. I probably should have these two removed. I think this was tied into something we were doing, but you don't need this. So I could probably take this out.
Okay, so ignore that. Build HH mileage, start date, project date. Do I need any of this
Start
stuff?
date and project date are could be relevant. So start date is when the client is planning to start this placement, and project date is I don't know what that is.
Okay, so
it was something the client asked for and we put it in.
So start date is all I'm filling out.
Yep, that's all you need. And you don't have to fill out any of this stuff, really. You can just put in the first name, last name, and that's all you have to put in.
Okay, why does it say, oh, did I put that in there?
Yep.
I put a question.
So let me just point out something. At this point, you have update and sync to QuickBooks. We can actually set up a synchronization where when you put this information in, it automatically pushes that information into QuickBooks.
Here's a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I just added one of these.
Yep.
And I put third party under customer name.
Okay.
And then and then it shows up on the screen as travel question mark.
What did you? Oh, you chose third party.
Third party, and then for the relationship in the second column, you put in travel question mark, but then it backfilled customer name with that.
Interesting.
Travel question mark.
Yep, because it was travel versus permanent, so you left it as a question mark.
No. So contract relationship, I'll put direct.
Yeah, customer name. I'm going to have to look into what that is.
Come on, man. We want to do a demo with the client.
Okay, well,
Well, you're messing with stuff I haven't messed with. So these are good questions that right here, contract relationship. Hold on, I want to do something.
Okay, that's actually, if I put direct in there, which is what I would think a contract relationship would be.
Oh, you know what? Contact relationship and customer name are tied together somehow.
Yes.
That's interesting. Oh, look at you finding glitches in my system.
That's what we do.
Windows Shift S. Okay, hold on.
And that's B. Wait till Trisha gets a hold of it.
Yeah, I'm not. That's why I haven't given her access. I just don't want to. I live in terror of that day.
You get some bugs in.
All right.
Okay,
I'll get that fixed.
I'm good there. I'm fine on it for now.
Okay, so all that's done. So we've got that done, right?
Okay, I got that in there. Now what do I do?
All right, so now we're going to go to margin calculator.
Okay, so
the margin
record. That's basically a deal in my vocabulary.
Yeah. So now here's the key component with margin calculators. Okay, you can create an infinite number of margin calculators per traveler. Okay. And the key component is you can name them whatever you want. So it's really up to you to name them how you choose to name them. But for example, you could say this. You could do, what is it? It's CHI. CHI. You could do CHI Omaha, and then you could do like a date, right? 9/1/19. Okay. You can do whatever you want. You can call it whatever you want. And anytime you create a new margin calculator, it's going to get saved under your margin calculator list. And you could have 100 margin calculators for one person. That would be fine. The key component is what you're attempting to do. So is you've got a candidate, you've got 5 or 6 different placements. Now, here's what's real important, right? You don't need to create a new candidate in a new contract every single time you're looking at a new hospital. You can do all this under the margin calculator. And then when you're ready to do the placement, go back in and change the hospital. Does that make sense?
Yep. Now, I got create new, and then underneath that I have basic. Where did that come from? Basic is
the name of a margin calculator somebody created. And they named it basic.
I just created this. Are they shared among all the candidates?
Nope.
I just made this one up. How could I have one in there already?
You're talking about under Joe candidate?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me look.
Can I delete it?
No, you can't delete that's fascinating. Hold on. Did I ever mention to you? No. So somehow somebody created basic under Joe.
Well, Joe didn't exist 2 minutes ago.
Give me a second. Let me take a look at something. Yeah, Joe's the only one with basic.
Unless Joe existed previously.
Hold on. You created Joe candidate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the only one with it. Take a look. So if you go into each one of these, they have their own margin calculators.
All right. Well,
crazy.
Well, let me try creating a new
or
one.
Is that the default name?
No, there isn't a default. Let's try a new one. We'll call him Delete Me. Okay, so I created a candidate called Delete Me. We're going to go into Delete Me, and we're going to go to Margin Calculator.
Now I filled out all the stuff on Joe.
Yeah, basic must be a default. I don't know why they have that. Okay, that's a great question. Yeah, so I guess everything has a basic. I'm probably going to have that removed. I don't know why that happened. So I will have a conversation with the team on that next. All right, so anyway, you go into your margin calculator. Here's what you're supposed to do, right? You're supposed to ignore the fact that there's a word basic there. So you're going to create a new margin calculator. You guys ready?
Yep.
Okay, we're going to call this margin calculator. We're going to call this CHI, and we're going to call it 9/1/19. Okay. So then you're going to answer these yes/no questions, right? So you're going to say, is there a rental car? Yes. Is there flight expense? Now, what I want you to notice is if they answer yes to rental car, mileage reimbursement automatically disappears. You see that?
Yep.
And the reason is because you can't have a rental car and mileage reimbursement on the same contract. And if you choose mileage reimbursement, rental car automatically disappears. So they're just going to go down this and they're going to go explain stuff, right? So they're going to say flight expense, weekly allowance, housing stipend. Now, the only thing I forgot to mention is, and we're going to go back and do this, the housing stipend is based on this zip code right here. And the reason for that is because that is the per diem zip code. So we're going to put in 68164 as the zip code, and that's going to trigger the per diem. Okay.
Hey, when it says contract length,
Yep.
what does that mean?
Almost all contracts are 13 weeks.
Oh, is it number of weeks then?
That's the number of weeks in a contract. Okay. So CHI. So I'm going to do CHI 9/1/19. Okay. So are you watching my screen?
I'm watching yours and I'm filling one out on another screen.
Okay, so we're going to do a weekly allowance. So we're on this guy, we're actually going to do weekly per diem, yes, and we're going to do housing stipend, yes. Okay, because that's the more complicated version because that's going to actually pull from the GSA. When I put in a number, it's going to automatically pull the GSA information. So based on the zip code, the housing stipend GSA maximum is $109 for housing stipend. And the GSA maximum for per diem is $61. Now, here's where it gets a lot more complicated.
Is that daily, weekly, hourly?
Daily. Daily.
I just saved one and it didn't show up.
What didn't show up?
My margin. Oh, I don't think I named it.
You have to name it.
Or it just vanishes?
I don't know. I've never tried saving one without naming it.
Should probably make a note to make that required then.
Yeah. Let me go in here. No, you can't. You can't save any of them.
That's awesome.
That's interesting. Hold on. Test 1. Save. So here's part of the problem we're dealing with. My team built this from the original, and apparently they didn't go in and test everything. Well, no, right here. Here's test 1. It did save. Yeah, so basically there's just a glitch. If you don't name it, it doesn't get saved. I'll just have to make a note that you have to name it. So my team hasn't tested everything, and we haven't put as much time into testing on this as we probably need to eventually. But all right, so let's go back through here. So housing stipend, yes. Weekly per diem, yes. So this is, in my opinion, the coolest thing about this entire thing. Because the way the GSA works, your per diem has to be 2/3 of the total of per diem and housing stipend combined, which is a super complicated math problem to just try to do in your head. I mean, you really can't do it in your head because it doesn't even actually really make any sense. So your per diem has to be 2/3 of your housing stipend and per diem combined.
Did you save one and have it show up?
Yeah, I called it test 1.
I just saved one and I don't see that or the one you saved.
Delete me. Which one are you? Which contract?
I'm on Joe.
Oh, you're in Joe? Let me edit Joe and find out.
What did I do wrong?
Margin calculator.
Instead of you. Did you have, because you already have a zip code in for his address, right?
So.
Hold on. Give me a second. I got to take a look at it. You created one under here and you call, well, I'm going to call this test 5. Okay. And I'm just going to hit save and see what happens. This is under Joe. So I go back into Joe, go back into margin calculator under Joe.
I had a bad zip code in there. Maybe that was it.
Yeah, it's not saving under Joe. Fascinating. It's saving under the one I created. What happened with Joe?
Are you logged in as you?
Yeah.
And Jeff, you're logged in as the admin?
I am. Just give me 1 second. I want to look at something.
Okay. Well, maybe there's a permission issue because I think Tim's using his own login.
Well, let me go into your user and let me find out. No, he's an admin. He should have permission. Let me take a look at. He's an admin. He should have permission. Let me just take a look at something real quick. Hold on. So Joe candidate. This is the one you created.
Yeah.
We're going to create a new margin calculator. We're going to call it Del 1. We're going to say yes, and we're going to hit save. And we're going to go to margin calculators. No, it's right there. Did you make any changes when you did it?
Yeah, I made all kinds of them.
Share your screen with me, please.
Hold on, let me try one.
Because I just tried it. It worked fine, but
Okay.
I'll try another one. I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3 and hit save. Let's see what happens. Joe candidate, edit. Joe candidate.
Okay, so I just did basically a blank one.
And you named it something, right?
Yeah, I called it Tim 1 test. And that
Okay.
did not show up.
Weird. Hold down control and refresh your screen real quick. Because I'm able to create them, but I don't know why you're not. It could be a user permission problem. I want to try to, let me try signing in as you. What's your username and password?
I have no idea.
Okay, let me just create a new one and I'll find. Oh, you know what? I have this person here.
It's saved.
Hold on. No, I'll just sign in as this person. Paste. We're going to call this one an admin. I don't remember what the password is on this person. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe. Oh, hey, that was it. All right. So now if I go to dashboard and I go in as.
Okay, that one showed up.
Huh. Let's edit this one. Margin calculator. This is what's the name of your guy?
That one showed up too. After I refreshed, they're showing up.
Joe candidate. Okay, you know what? It probably you had some cached something or another.
Okay, so that's working.
But now if you try and edit that, were those already edited or are they blank ones?
They're blank ones.
So try and
Joe candidate.
Save it again and see
Margin
if it makes
calculator.
the changes.
Yeah, it's working for me. Yeah, everything's working for me. So working for you?
So far.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe you just had some cash.
Yeah, it's working now.
I like cash.
Yeah, we don't allow people to have cash. All right. So, all right, let's go back here and let's go through this really quick. So I'm going to go into your Joe candidate, right? Okay. So Joe candidate, let me see if I can find him now. Did you rename him?
No.
You're in users.
That's what I did wrong.
There
Okay.
you go.
So Joe candidate. All right, so I'm going to go into the margin calculator for Joe candidate. I'll pull up this contract and see, you can have an infinite number of contracts. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to actually do housing stipend and I'm going to do per diem. Not housing stipend. Sorry. I'm going to do per diem and, oh yeah, housing stipend. Okay. So we're going to set this. And what happens is what you'll notice is it automatically flags this because this isn't compliant right here. So the GSA max for housing stipend is 109 and the per diem is 61. So this is super complicated, but if I have a $1 per diem, I'm required by law to have a $1.50 housing stipend. Okay. So if I change that to $1.50, now I'm in compliance. Okay. If I change that to $2, then now I'm out. Then that's perfectly fine because my per diem can be higher. My housing stipend cannot. So let's say, so now if you notice, the minimum for per diem is $1. The maximum for housing stipend is $3. So now I'm going to change that to $5. And you'll see that it automatically flags this red saying, no, you have to have this at $3.33. Okay. And this is all because of laws. Now, what's really interesting is, so if I put in $60, then my per diem max is $90, right? But if I put in $61 and now I'm at my max for per diem, my GSA max for housing stipend automatically jumps to 109. And the reason is the way the law is written, if you do max weekly per diem, you can automatically do max housing stipend. Does that make sense?
I just filled this out.
Mm-hmm.
And on the right where it says traveler pay totals.
Yep.
I'm on test 2 Tim.
Okay.
So I've got dollar amounts pretty much everywhere, but it's all zeros under traveler pay totals.
Well, you have to have everything filled out or it won't calculate.
Well,
so there's something that isn't filled out. I don't know what it is.
What if the stuff doesn't apply?
Then you have to put a 0. And the reason that we do that, so first of all of these have to be answered and all of these have to be filled out no matter what they are, even if it's a 0. And it will not calculate until that's done. That was actually at the request of the client. And the reason is because we want to verify with 100% certainty that you've actually answered every question. So I'll show you an example of that right now. Let's see if I can find one that's filled out.
Everything filled out.
Now do you have the numbers?
No. Is there a calculate button or something?
No, it's all automatic. So can you share your screen with me?
I don't know how. I could do
here. Just save that contract and then tell me what it is.
It's test 2 Tim.
All right, save it, and I'll go into it and take a look.
Yeah, I've saved it multiple times.
All right, test 2 Tim. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's take a look at what's not filled out.
I filled out everything.
Yes, no, no, yes, no, no. You're right, you did.
Why is my guy not making any money?
You
don't want to work for free.
I don't know. Give me a second.
Do we need more info against the facility?
I don't think so. Joe candidate, edit. Huh. Give me a second here. Well, that's working. And this is the one you just did, margin calculator. And you did what? Which one? Test 2 Tim.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Let me read this over. Let me create a new one real quick, just because now I'm baffled. So let me just do this real quick. No, 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 no. Okay, bill rate 100, 200, 300, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
You're not paying them anything?
No, I just wanted to see what would happen. That's a good question. I'm gonna have to have my programmers looking at this because it's working here. That's what should happen.
Oh, it changes right when you type it in.
Yeah, this is how it should work. Is anytime you make a change, as soon as you click away, that change gets calculated automatically.
Why isn't it working for me?
I don't know. Part of the problem we're dealing with is this is a product that, I mean, we abandoned it. And so I didn't realize, I don't know why this isn't working. I'm going to have to go through and test everything. When I tested, I just went into this test McTesterson, and that's how I tested it. So I didn't go through the same process. Let me go into my candidate and see what happens. So this one is here. We'll do delete me margin calculator. Oh, 100, 200, 0. Yeah, it's not calculating.
Well, I think if you can get that part fixed, we'll probably be ready.
All right, let me. We'll have it fixed by tomorrow.
Right.
I didn't. That's interesting. I need to probably. So let me ask you a question. So you guys have somebody who might buy this?
Well, they want to see it. They need something to calculate margins. How we
Okay.
sell it to them, I don't know. There's several options. You could rewrite the code and bill them for time for that and build it into their CRM. You could rent it to them. We want to make money off it too, obviously. But before we can do any of that, we need to make sure it works and make sure that it's what they're after. And then
let me show you one other thing that's a big deal too. And that is that they can go in here to their margin if they have a margin calculator that's working. And they can go in and they can actually generate a they can actually generate a contract. See, here's part of the
part I wanted to see. Yes.
Yeah. So if you go to the document library and you go to a contract, right, and you edit a contract, you can actually generate the contract on live just by going to a person and hit convert to PDF, and it'll generate. Part of the problem we're having right now is that this was never designed to be a standalone product. So
how do I generate a contract? So I go to document library.
Yeah. So, well, this isn't really what you're supposed to do. That's the problem, because it wasn't intended to do it this way. So I'm going to have to talk to honestly, I think
is there one in here I can look at least to see how it would work?
Yeah. So go to document library.
I'm in there.
Okay. And then just click on employee terms and conditions and hit edit. And then scroll down and pick a customer and hit convert to PDF. But that doesn't seem to be working either.
And would that only grab that particular one rather than all of them?
Well, here's the problem. It wasn't designed to be used this way. It was designed to be used inside the context of the CRM. What I really should...
Theoretically, you just want to create contract or print contract from the margin calculator screen that you were in. So save, cancel, or save, delete, whatever it was, and then create document, right? And then pull everything together that applies.
It's not really designed to be used that way.
But it could be.
Let me do some thinking, because I need to figure out the way it's designed to be used is it's actually integrated into the CRM.
Okay, so let's say we don't generate an agreement and we just want to calculate our margins. Could we do that at least?
Well, we could. It's just not. It's not really designed to be used this way. The way it's really designed to be used.
So right now, though, because we're calculating this, let's say in a spreadsheet, and everybody's using their own spreadsheets.
Yeah, that's pretty typical. Yeah.
So right now, the way it is, if you fix that deal, I could go in right now and I'd know if I'm at the right margin or not. which is something they can't do now. So maybe we could take that module and integrate it in there or something and sell them that.
Well, so this is supposed to be the admin page, really. I mean, that's what this is. This is the back end admin page. What we probably want to do.
But I could at least do my margin calculations, right?
Yes, but what I think we probably want to do, depending on how serious the client is and whether we think we can sell more of this, I can put some time into this. But what we need to do, there is a module that integrates directly into the CRM. And I don't know how many hours it's going to take to fix that module and get it back up and running. But
I don't think we need that module right now.
Okay.
I think I just need to be able to have the calculations show up.
The only problem is on the admin side, the way this was designed, there was automatic approvals based on hitting certain metrics. Well, we might be able to do that by controlling for the dashboard side. Let me
But
think.
Again, I don't know. I mean, if all I was able to do was go in here, fill this stuff out, and have it show up, that would be something.
Okay.
So if you could just have those not say zeros, I think we'd be ready to demo it and see if we can get some interest. I think they have interest. So I'm just not going to know that until I can show it to them.
How many licenses how many employees do they have?
I don't know, 100 maybe.
100?
Probably.
Okay.
I don't know.
And you're building their CRM?
It's a long story. Not
the short answer is
I would
yes.
have set them up on Labor Edge, but that was not possible for political reasons. They're owned by a parent company. It's a whole big thing. But either way, they want their own independent CRM and they want it customized. So
if you got 100 people on the hook, let me.
I don't even know. I've been in there. They had 8 when I started talking to them, and now they took over a whole big building.
Let me have a conversation with my team about putting this thing back together.
But again, Jeff, all I need is those not to be zeros. That's all I need. I wouldn't go any further right now.
What's that?
All I need is those not to be zeros.
Okay. Let me work on getting that done first.
If you can just fix that. That's all we need to take to the next step.
Okay. Let me work on that. But eventually, I think what you really want to do is integrate it with the CRM.
I understand eventually. But
so I should be able to get all of that fixed by tomorrow.
So, Jeff, I'm looking at, I can see all kinds of different ways to go about it, but none of them, I can't, I don't want to put any work or have you put any work in it or myself either until I can, talk to them and try to figure out what works for them.
Sure.
If nothing else, we might be able to sell them just those 2 screens. And then, so you'd be getting paid for hours you've already done in the past,
Sure.
And that would also give us a chance to get their CRM moving forward because they want to do a whole bunch of stuff with that CRM. We got one developer on it now, and but he's a kid, he's a young guy. And if we get them moving, they'd probably invest some money and do a lot more. But
let me meet with my team. I should be able to get that fixed by tomorrow.
Yeah, that's all I need is those not to be zeros. If I got that, then we're ready to move on.
Let me meet with my team and try to get that fixed by tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow, next day, whatever works.
And then
tomorrow.
I didn't realize there was so much broken, so I'm sorry.
That's all right. Get that part fixed, and I think I'm ready. I feel like I am.
Okay, let me get working on that, and then
enough of it working for me to be able to try and sell it.
Yeah, no, I understand. I guess part of the problem is we kind of just abandoned this after nobody took interest. So
no, I think it's good. Just make that not zeros, and let's see if we can shake loose.
Okay, I will work on it. Thank you very much.
Preferably correct numbers, not just not zeros.
Oh, what? Correct numbers?
Or at least
the hell with this.
At least numbers that appear to be correct. Don't have them show up as like the number Z or something. All right.
Hey,
sir.
listen here. Z, Zim, and Zer. That's the new gender pronouns.
What? Oh,
yeah. Oh, you don't know anything about that. Never mind.
Hey,
all right.
I think that FCA site's coming along. It looks like. I looked at it today and I liked it, so I was pretty excited about that.
Which one?
The Frankel Zachariah, the accounting.
Oh yeah. I think that's I think I gave you guys admin access to that today, so take a look at it.
They're gonna test that today, but I thought it looked good. We'll see what the powers that be say, but it looks
okay. And then I've got to bill you for the
No, thank you.
I have to bill you for the template.
For the what? Oh, yes.
The template that we use, the licensing, essentially.
That's correct. Can you do that when you move it over?
So I'll just.
Can we just buy it, or did you already buy it?
We already bought it.
You have a receipt? Because I work for accountants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was $11,000.
What?
Yeah, I'm just kidding. All right.
How much was it? Now you got.
I think it was $100.
Last time I bought was $50. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, no, I think it was $100.
Yeah.
So I'll have to look. I was just giving you crap.
I thought it looked good this morning. I liked it.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
Made me happy.
Did you make any other changes after we talked on Friday?
Yeah, I fixed the colors.
Oh, you did the blending part on those bars?
Yeah, so if you pull up here, I'll show it to you.
We got it right.
I don't know why we decided to use uplinkme.spautomate.com, but yeah, you see how all of these pictures now blend? There's no line.
Yep.
So we fixed that, and we changed the colors, made sure everything's compliant.
Okay.
And yeah, that was the basic. Oh, and we moved your text.
Okay. Yeah, that
because you wanted your text down.
Well, yes, it looked funny outside that fake box area.
Well, we try to make things look funny whenever possible.
Well, you like to talk to me that much. Oh, scroll all the way down. Do we get to an S there? We're still cutting off on the news and tools.
Where?
News and tools. Remember how that list was cutting off at the R's?
Oh, yeah.
We're still in New York, man, on the contact us page. What the heck?
New York City.
Yeah,
can we fix that? We should be able to fix that in admin.
Yeah, actually, you can just go here to edit with WK Bakery, WP Bakery. Okay.
Yeah, leave that. We'll fix that.
No, well, I just want to show you guys. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we've used that before.
Once you do that, then you just hit edit text block.
I like WP Bakery.
And then all you do is just make a change right here.
Okay.
So.
Yep.
Yeah, we're good. We can go ahead and make that change. Just leave it.
That's it. And everything, by the way, everything can be done that way. So every single page, and you can actually just kind of go through the website. You don't have to stay in WP Bakery. So you can kind of go through the website. And if you see something you don't like, you can just go in and chat and change it. So we can go in, wherever you see something you don't like. So one of the things you talked about is the news and tools was getting cut off, which you're still, what browser are you in?
What browser are you in?
Chrome.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Chrome shouldn't cut it off.
No. Edge was the one cutting it off the other day.
Because I'm in Chrome right now. It's not cutting it off.
It should go all the way through S.
I'm stuck. Hold on. Let me clear cache. Nope.
See, and there's no underline there, so something's going wonky. Those are in opposite order, but I don't know if that matters or not.
Edit page. Yeah, let me have a conversation with them on that too.
Okay.
Yeah, other than that, as long as we can change stuff, we can change the rest of it ourselves. Cool. Getting there. All right, I got another meeting, Jeff.
Cool, have fun.
Let me know when Margin Calculator is ready for its debut sales pitch.
Cool, thanks. Talk to you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye.
here somewhere.